A Pentagon lab coat just spilled the beans on hidden camera. I built the pathogen payloads with Gates. Chemtrails were the delivery system. As the fallout goes thermonuclear, Gates Foundation insiders are flipping, exposing the Gates endgame. Reduce the population of the United States by 100 million souls by 2050. The COVID pandemic? That was just Gates' opening act. And according to the DoD scientists, chemtrails played a role in dispersing the virus in 85 countries, allowing the elite to turn Earth into a prison planet. Strap in, the sky's lying, and the whistleblowers are done kneeling. Before we dive in, I need to tell you about a new service that helps protect your online privacy from hostile states like Israel. Our partner VP.net isn't just another VPN, it's the next evolution in private browsing. Built with unbreakable zero-logging architecture. That means no logs, no backdoors, nothing for the deep state to snoop on. Visit vp.net/TPV for more. There's a war for your mind, and the elites are determined to gaslight humanity. In a quiet move that most people missed, meteorologists have rewritten the rulebook on the weather. The International Cloud Atlas, the global authority on cloud classification, has added a new set of official cloud types. But here's the catch. Many of them match the very same patterns identified with geoengineering and aerosol spraying.
New types of clouds have been added to this historic update coming from meteorologists. I'm a little biased, right? Exciting stuff, guys. All right, so the new types include the Volatus or roll cloud, which has been designated as a whole new species. You can see it gets its name from this long horizontal tube-like shape. Next one up, we have the cavum or the hole punch cloud. This big circular gap is sometimes caused by aircraft taking off and landing. Very easy to see, right? Makes sense there. And we also have the spiritus. These are gorgeous. It's actually my favorite. It's kind of looking like it waves while you're underwater. I mean, these are actually beautiful. I mean, check these out. And then finally, we also have the big surfer waves of the Fluxus cloud. So beautiful, right?
Beautiful. Only if you think the bars of a prison planet are something to admire. But no matter how hard they try, the mainstream media isn't winning this time. Their gaslighting is failing. People are waking up. Now, a bombshell leak has exposed a top Department of Defense insider openly admitting what many have long suspected. DARPA and the US military have been developing chemical and biological weapon systems aimed at not foreign enemies, but at us. According to former DoD scientist Ken Caldeira, he was responsible for developing techniques to spray pathogens and aerosols from aircraft, literally seeding the sky with engineered microbes designed to infect the populations below. For years, independent journalists, whistleblowers, and so-called conspiracy theorists have been warning about this covert program. They were mocked, silenced, and deplatformed. But now, the truth is coming straight from the horse's mouth. Dane Wigington reveals why this isn't just important, it's world-changing.
Look at COVID for a moment. We know that, for one, the world's second most recognized climate engineer, Dr. Ken Caldeira, former DoD scientist, we own an audio of him at geoengineeringwatch.org. In his words, stating what he did for the DoD was to design methods of spraying pathogens into clouds to infect the populations below.
I used to work at Lawrence Livermore National Lab, and I once participated in a meeting where we all sat around the room and thought about how could we manipulate geophysical systems to use it as a weapon. The meeting was about weaponizing geophysical interventions. That means, could you somehow interfere in Earth functioning in a way that you could use it as a military weapon? Could you change climate? What could you do in terms of manipulating the sort of Earth's physical systems as a weapon? Well, some of the ideas were okay. Maybe we could blow up hydrogen bombs, underwater, offshore, and make a tidal wave that would go over a city. And the result was, well, isn't it easier just to drop the hydrogen bombs on the city? Now you could imagine, though, say putting pathogens in a cloud. Let the cloud, go over somewhere, and then would rain down on your enemy and create, do chemical or germ warfare in this kind of way. And that might work against something that was, say, as big as the former Soviet Union, where, you could be pretty sure that within a few days that cloud would rain out.
Here is where it gets dark. Caldeira wasn't only working for the DoD, he was a lifelong senior advisor to Bill Gates. As Dane Wigington explains, the picture is clear. Gates and his cronies have crossed the line. What we're seeing in the skies isn't weather, it's warfare. Aircraft releasing engineered particles, spreading across the atmosphere in plain sight. During the COVID pandemic, those aerosols weren't random experiments. They were the trigger, the first step in a global pandemic that would allow the elite to subjugate humanity. The sky became the battlefield, the air itself the weapon.
Outbreak of CV-19, at one point, 85 countries were infected in 3 days. That's indicative of an airborne dispersion. We know from Italian researchers they found CV-19 attached to airborne particulates. Do not all these dots connect? They certainly would appear so.
Ken Caldeira is the weak link. Once his role is exposed, the dominoes will fall fast, and the empire behind him won't survive the impact. This is why Gates is panicking, why he's acting erratically, why he's suddenly changing his tune on the very things he spent his lifetime funding. Because once the public wakes up, once they understand what's been happening above their heads and inside their bodies, everything that he's built comes crashing down overnight. This was never about climate or science. It was about control. Control over the air, the food, and the future itself. Stay tuned. We've got the inside scoop coming right up, after this important word from our sponsor. The global elite are raking in crypto billions, rigging markets to keep regular Americans like you broke. It's a deliberate wall. And as viewers of this channel already know, the globalists want you enslaved, not free. Block Trust IRA is smashing that with their Animus AI trading platform, which has been designed to outsmart the hedge fund managers so that everyday Americans have a chance at real financial independence. This is the #1 crypto platform, crowned by Bitcoin magazine from over 1,500 rivals. Thousands of ordinary Americans like you are already raking in 250% returns, backed by $200 million in military-grade security. The globalists absolutely hate this platform. It has created 80,000 new millionaires already. Block Trust IRA's mission aligns with ours. Financial freedom is the key to fighting back against the shadowy elite. So please visit tpvcrypto.com, links below, to find out more. For a limited time, they're offering my viewers up to $2,500 in bonus crypto when you open an account. Visit tpvcrypto.com and join the revolution today. Earlier this month, Gates stunned the world by admitting that climate change is not an existential threat to humanity. It was a complete 180, a reversal from everything he's preached for years. So the question is, why the sudden change of heart? Is this a genuine moment of honesty, or part of a new strategy, a new narrative, a new agenda taking shape behind the scenes?
Bill Gates has finally admitted that climate doomerism is a mistake, after years of saying stuff like this.
The world emits over 51 billion tons of greenhouse gases. And as we keep doing that, the consequences for human life will be catastrophic. And time is running out.
Bill Gates now says this: climate change will not lead to humanity's demise. People will be able to live and thrive in most places on Earth for the foreseeable future. Climate realists like Judith Curry, Steve Koonin, Michael Schellenberger, Alex Epstein, Roger Pike Jr., and Bjorn Lomborg have been saying this exact thing for years, that climate change is not an existential threat, and that the singular obsession with carbon emissions has distracted us from solving real problems. But those scientists and writers were ostracized. They were censored on social media, protested, and in some cases, pushed out of their jobs. They were mocked as climate deniers for saying the same thing Bill Gates is finally admitting today.
According to a source inside the Gates Foundation, the pressure is breaking him. After years at the center of power, he's unraveling, pacing halls, snapping at staff, haunted by the fear that everything is about to come crashing down. Why? Because the secret geoengineering program he helped design wasn't about saving the planet. It was about something far darker. An experiment to reduce the US population by 100 million souls by 2050.
I've been inside 12 years running the atmospheric models. Bill is coming unglued. He's got scrapers on every corner of the web, sees the threads linking up, knows the gig is almost up, so he's yelling at us to torch the logs while the jets keep dumping. Geoengineering's not the goofy Silver Streak memes. It's surgical. We fly lipid-wrapped nanoparticles, 20 to 50 nanometers, into the stratosphere on modified biz jets. AI steers the release so the payload rides the exact jet stream ribbon we want. Red counties get the heavy metal mix. Gloms onto wildfire smoke, diesel soot, cranks oxidative stress until mitochondria pop like bubble wrap. People just feel run down, then they're gone. Blame drought, blame the factory. Nobody checks the sky. Big cities and metro centers get the mood kit. Same drop, different juice. Serotonin modulators and dopamine clamps that handshake with every 5G tower. Whole downtown turns into a fog of whatever, man. They call it resilience tuning. I call it chemical obedience school. Women are the soft kill. Xenoestrogens tuned to park in ovarian tissue, plus methyl groups that flip BRCA genes to on way too early. Follicles quit, tumors bloom before 30. 40% fertility crash in the groups we want quiet. Charts look innocent. Birth control, stress, seed oils. Clean. I was in the room last spring when he actually laughed, about how perfect it is that nobody looks up. He said, they're all staring at the glow in their hands, arguing about pronouns while we paint the sky. Then he did that little shrug like he was ordering lunch. Goal is dead simple. Cut the U.S. headcount by 100 million by 2050. Not with guns or plagues, just a slow, steady drip of engineered decline. No fingerprints on the syringe. The NGOs have the cover stories locked and loaded. Aging population, environmental stressors, and unexplained fertility trends. Press releases are already written, time to roll out like clockwork as the numbers fall off a cliff.
As RFK Jr.'s running mate, Nicole Shanahan warns entire family lineages are about to come to an end. They're poisoning us, she says. Our water, our air, our food, even our medicine. She points to a disturbing new trend. Women of childbearing age now surpass men in cancer rates. These young women are developing explosive cancers, Shanahan says, and they're suffering.
It's really bad for us to be being sprayed. It's incredibly bad. But when you're injecting things into your body, that's a whole nother level.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's either a fast toxicity or it's a slower toxicity, but they're both toxic and they're both incredibly harmful, and it ruins lives. It ruins entire family lineages are coming to an end. This is what I keep trying to show people statistically, is how many family lineages between the baby boomers and millennials are coming to an end.
As Shanahan puts it, this goes beyond politics. Left, right, none of it matters, until we the people stand together to expose and drive out those who are carrying out a slow genocide and tightening their grip on humanity and its future.
You know, this whole fixation on conservatism and versus liberalism, it's such irrelevant BS when you look at what we are all dealing with on a day-to-day basis in this mass, irreconcilable, diabolical government overreach that is literally like in small bits here and there poisoning us, our water, our air, our food, our medications. And these are changes that can be made. You know, there are things that can be done.
It's a whole process.
Very, very quickly.
Yeah. I mean, I went through that whole process too of eliminating all these different things out of my diet and out of the things that I encountered through my daily life. You know, as I woke up in about 2009. So it's been quite a while. And it was a whole process of saying, hold on a second, that's killing me. You know what I mean? I realize now that that's killing me. I got to cut that out. You know what I mean? But if you don't realize that, it just crashes on top of you and destroys your health.
They just published something, I think, it was Bloomberg or was it Forbes, but new data on cancer rates, on how women of childbearing age have now surpassed men in cancer. And it's childbearing women are getting these explosive cancers. And they are suffering. These are painful,
I don't think you can actually point to one particular thing. It's a whole range of things that we're being exposed to.
It's time for everybody to wake up, reclaim their health, and demand justice for the genocidal ambitions of Gates and his cronies. We have suffered long enough. Family lineages have been destroyed. Women of childbearing age are being cruelly targeted. If we don't act now, it will be too late. And if there's one thing we've learned, it's that the truth makes powerful enemies. When you start asking real questions, they start watching, tracking, profiling, censoring. That's why protecting yourself online isn't optional anymore, it's survival. You need to lock down your digital life, and the best way to do that is with a VPN you can actually trust. Did you know industry leader Proton has been infiltrated and is now controlled by the World Economic Forum and the EU government? Behind the sleek marketing and no logs promises, shadowy global interests are pulling the strings. It's shocking, but we have the receipts. The WEF is listed as an undisclosed donor, and the EU has been giving them hundreds of millions of dollars through various agencies. So much for independence. And Israel has seized control of most of the world's most popular VPNs through Cape Technologies, an Israeli intelligence front who staffs VPN companies with former Mossad cybersecurity officials. If you're still using a legacy VPN, like ExpressVPN Private Internet Access or Surfshark, cancel your subscription now. You're under attack. That's why VP.net was created in 2025, built from the ground up to be verifiable, transparent, and unstoppable. Legacy VPNs say trust us not to log, trust us not to monitor you. VP.net says don't trust us, verify. Unlike legacy VPNs, every connection is protected by a mathematically verifiable cryptographic shield. So no third party, not even VP.net itself, can see or log your data. So if the government comes knocking, and trust me they do, VP.net has nothing to hand over. No logs, no user data, nothing. Even if somebody put a gun to their head, they'd walk away empty-handed. Head over to vp.net/TPV and see for yourself. It's fast, it's unhackable, and for our viewers, it's just $5 a month. A small price to stay protected on the new digital battlefield. Join the movement at vp.net/TPV. And here's the best part. Your membership doesn't just protect you, it helps fund the world's first open source independently audited privacy network, powered by the people, not corporations. Join the movement at vp.net/TPV. Don't trust, verify.